Hello, everybody. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know that if you are part of kind of the planner community, that you are probably so sick of these Project Life videos right now. But for those of you who are tuning in for that, I am coming at you with a very nice, I guess long. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It is kind of long, but not at the same time. This is going to be 3 spreads. So this is my week 1 in my Project Life for 2022. So for those of you who have not been hanging out, I am normally a planner babe. I do a lot of planner content, but I am endeavoring to post more of my Project Life. And as part of that, sorry if my voice sounds weird, I'm still getting over COVID a little bit, so I am fine. No stress, no worries. That's a whole different box of rocks that we'll talk about as we do these spreads. But that's why my voice sounds a little weird. So we've got that going for us. In the meantime, if you are new, then you may not know that I also have a huge crafter, like paper crafter side of me. So I am endeavoring to post more of those videos this year. And as a part of that, I am also doing Project Life in real time. So for those of you who don't know what Project Life is, it's a really simple, crazy thing. It is real time. Well, not always. I'm doing a really bad job describing already. It is documenting your daily life. Essentially, it's a little less about event-based things. Of course, those are thrown in there, but it's more important to capture the everyday. Becky Higgins, and I think there's another Becky involved in that. But it was Becky Higgins that invented it. There's tons of content out about it. It's not a new thing. It's been out since like 2013, 14. But I got into it about 2014, 2015. So that's all the ranting I feel like I can do about that at this point in time. But just getting into the spread itself. So some things that I want to talk about are the fact that I did the entire 3 pages with printables. I have never used printables before this moment, other than like for art journaling, because a lot of that was like digital content from classes. But this is the first time that I've done printables for my Project Life or for scrapbooking at all. I did a really big haul from CRAFTY. Oh my God, I'm going to space. A bunch are from Paper Person and a bunch are from In a Creative Bubble. So the filler cards from this spread are from Paper Person, but the journaling cards are from In a Creative Bubble. Now, past that point, and what happens in the 2 spreads after this, if you have a question about a specific card, I'm happy to look it up and answer you. So happy to do so. But I cannot remember a whole bunch. I definitely got part of that COVID brain thing where you just like forget shit. So that's been a thing. Oh, gracious. But anywho, I really wanted to use printables, and it was all kind of brought on by the fact that in December, Allie Edwards, who I do subscribe to her story by the month kits and her story kits, were getting delayed along with some other products. And I was really kind of stuck. And I had downloaded all of these printables that I was obsessed with. And I thought, okay, well, what the heck? And the main thing that I really wanted to play with from Allie's kits, other than the cards and stuff, obviously all the product I want to play with, but I thought it would be cool to do the printable sheet of words, and we'll get to that. You'll see it in the other spreads. So I did print some stuff from her as well. But I really wanted to use all printables because I know that's like it's been a trend for a while, and there are a lot of companies out there that do them or that offer them as well. Allie being one of them. She has physical and digital. Paper Person has both as well. I may even subscribe to them in the future. I'm trying to like keep my subscription somewhat manageable. And that's really freaking hard. But I really wanted to endeavor to have all printables for all 3 layouts and just stick to it. And I was really impressed by how well that actually worked out and how it really was a lot easier than I thought. So I will post below all of the kits that I bought if anybody's interested, so that you guys can check out some really cool ones that are out there. Another thing that I'm really hoping to do this year, and I'm always striving to do, is cleaning out my stash. So the yellow alpha stickers that I ended up using are from a really, really, really old, like probably 2015 Studio Calico kit. So that was really great. I love that pop of yellow. Obviously all of the journaling cards were black and white. So I just really wanted to add a little bit of color. Another way I chose to add color was to use my star punches. So I have the little handheld circle one from Fiskars, and then I also have the handheld, like, very, very small hole punch. I'm obsessed with punching those stars out. It's such a random, like, couple minute activity. It can be really fucking frustrating, if I'm being honest, too. So I don't know. Sometimes it's therapy and sometimes it's frustrating. But I punched out a bunch of these blue ones from a blue glitter sheet I had from the Hey Hello paper project pad that I had from, I think it's Pebbles or Jen Hatfield. Same, but different. They are one and the same. But it is Jen Hatfield Hey Hello, I believe. So I had those, and then all of the extra stickers I think I use are from Happy Planner and Me and My Big Ideas. Again, same, one and the same, same brand, same company. So now I really want to chat about the cards and the entire concept of currently. So some other things that have been going on is I have decided to start posting on Awesome Ladies Project app. I know there is a .com version. I'm still new to it, so I'm not sure how, like, if it posts in both places. I don't have any idea. I'm just kind of playing around with it at this point. Oh, I forgot about those cardstock little hearts that I stapled on with my tiny attacher. I had like a couple just still hanging out. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I need to get these out of my stash. And I have that little trinket dish. I did move all of those into a little organizer today, so that was part of my projects of this lovely day. But back to Awesome Ladies. So sorry about me hitting the camera. Ooh, we're going to have a fun part after a while where the power went out in my apartment. And it like goes black and then everything comes back. It was so bizarre. It was like not even a whole second, I think, that the power was out, but it was really bizarre because I caught it on video. Anywho, so Are You Kristen, which is Kristen Tweedell. Sorry, I was like struggling for her last name. Are You Kristen or at Are You Kristen is her Instagram and kind of how she's known on most platforms. Runs Awesome Ladies Project as well as Crafty Ass Female. She is part of all of that awesomeness, and I have been ingesting it like you wouldn't believe. I had been cherry picking episodes of the podcast, which is Crafty Ass Female, for quite some time. And I kind of decided towards the end of the year of 2021 that I was going to go back and listen to them from the beginning and like literally start episode 1 and even listen to episodes that I'd already listened to again. All for the sake of learning. I think that you can learn something every time you watch something, listen to something, re-listen to something. I'm just that type of person. But she actually has this currently card that she sells on, I think it's Crafty Ass Female. I'll put all this down below in the notes so like you won't have to like hunt it down yourselves. But she does do a currently card every Monday. That's kind of just part of her and her community do it as well. So I had been doing them for a while off to the side as I had been listening to the podcast and kind of following things a little bit. And so I decided that for the first one of the year that I wanted a very big one. So she has a 3x4 card that you can purchase and a stamp set that you can purchase as well to make your own, which I'm kind of considering buying, like the package that she has with both. Oh my goodness, my voice is doing weird things. I'm so sorry. This is also a very uncomfortable seated position that I'm in, and it's killing me. So this is going to be a fun video. Sorry, everyone, for the struggle bus that we are on. At least we're looking at pretty things, you know? So I decided to do like a really big spread, and I did take out the reading and the playing because I wasn't reading anything, because my brain couldn't retain anything. Normally I would be reading my Series 65 stuff, but that was not happening. That's kind of a struggle right now, even 2 weeks later. The second card I took out was playing because I wasn't playing with anything. Everything else was pretty easy to work with. Now we're kind of into the second spread. Those are the word stickers, or not stickers, but yep, there went the power. You like missed it because it's all sped up, but that had already happened. In the kit, they are stickers in here. Obviously, I printed them on a big piece of cardstock, so they're one, very, very large, and two, on cardstock and not a sticker. But I knew I wanted them in the spread, and that was just how it was. So I did use my mild liner to highlight the week on that January card, so you don't see it really well until I do the flip at the end. But that was just a really simple way to do my dates without time stamping them or using a roller stamp, and I kind of liked that. That's me punching out a bunch of gold glitter stars for the spread. Normally I do that off camera, but I was starting to run out, and I was getting really, really mad with my handheld punch because it doesn't. This is just a tip and trick. Unless it's really thin paper, it can struggle. So it's best to kind of like only do like 2 stars at a time or something. Like maneuver your paper so that you're only cutting out like 2 stars at a time, which is really aggravating. Another thing I did off camera before I even started the spread was I used my Dymo label maker to do some little labels. I only end up using the Yum and the week 1 label that I did. I ended up taking out the Perfect because I wanted to use the Full Heart and the In Love, and it just kind of it started to look junky with all of them on there. Anywho, so I'm going to bounce back and forth. So just some things that are going on with currently that I can remember now that I'm not looking at it, and then I'll hop back over to the spread. Good gracious, my brain. I'm so sorry, people. But I have to get this recorded and I have to get it up, or else it's not going to get done, and it just is what it is. So that's just part of life right now. So some interesting things going on were obviously that I had COVID the entire first week of the year. It literally kicked off January the 1st. It kicked off January 1st, and my brain is still recovering. I lost my taste and smell for 48 hours. That didn't happen until that did happen week 1, like first full week, toward the end of that. So yeah, that was crazy. I kept telling people, like, the best way to describe it is when you're brushing your teeth, you can taste that paste texture. Not taste it, like you can feel it. Like you can feel that it's paste. You can feel that texture. You know that, like, your mouth can tell that it's paste, but you can't smell the mint. You can't taste the mint. And like your mouth doesn't even tingle like there's mint in it. It just feels like you're moving paste around in your mouth. It's so bizarre. But that was the weirdest of the whole thing, to be honest. I'm still really congested. I'm feeling much better, but as you can tell, my brain is not all the way back yet, and things are definitely a struggle. I even struggled a lot with the spreads themselves and filming, because I feel like if I had not filmed them, I would have kind of like done a little bit here and done a little bit there. But because I was filming it, I was trying to do it like in one take, or not one take, but not stopping a bunch. And with that being said, I would take forever to make choices, I feel like. And another thing I did that you haven't seen yet is that I actually staple on that top card. I'm going to like staple some puffy hearts, and I stapled the label, and it looked so cute. And then I went to slide it in the pocket and was like, oh my God, I had not realized that the front was, or the back of this card or front of this card was the back of another card, because I had glued them together. So they would fit in that pocket and I wouldn't forget, or I wouldn't have to like cut off part of it. So you saw in that first video that I like used my tape runner and put the 3x4 cards on the other side of that 4x6 card on there. And I'd completely forgotten about it. And so off camera, I went ahead and like pulled up one of the blue stars and had to like change some things around and like add stars to cover it. Thank God I already had like a pretty like big embellishment situation going on. That card now looks absurd because it's got like all the stars on it more than it did. But it is what it is. Again, it's just crafting, and you can always cover it up. And if you can't cover it up, you can always reprint it. It's 9 times out of 10, you can fix it. It's just frustrating. Those are the puffy hearts I was talking about. You're going to see me scatter those about. Those are from Citrus Twist. They came in a kit, and you can't buy them individually anymore. So I'm really sorry about that. And then the pink label looking strips are actually from Michaels, and I bought them ages ago in a pink and a blue, and they were on sale, and I'm really happy that I did, because there's actually like 3 sheets of the exact same phrases in there, so they're going to last me a really long time, which I kind of like. And they've got kind of like silly, snarky phrases. Like there's one that says, I took a shower, or I need to go to the gym, and it's stuff like that, which is very me. So I actually end up using the I took a shower label, because part of being sick was that I didn't have a lot of get up and go. I am a burst of energy 9 times out of 10. I am up very early, and I am in bed pretty early. I am a morning person. I'm a lot of energy, hence sugar rush is my handle on most things, because that's a great way to describe me. Even without sugar involved, I don't actually have any weird reaction to sugar. Like I don't get super hyper or anything. And cocoa puts me to sleep, which is really funny. It's a warm milk thing from being a kid. It's just what it is. But I definitely struggled to just make sure I like got up and ate and took a shower and maintained. I actually took my first sick day, and yes, that was me removing the beautiful cat. Believe it or not, she did really good. She didn't get up here too much while I was doing these spreads. I think that January page 1 is probably my favorite card of the entire thing, because I like made the filler card, obviously, but I thought how freaking cute it was that it was like the first page, like it was January page 1, literally all day. Like that was the best way to describe that. And I'm sorry if things are ever so slightly off camera sometimes, like at the top. I cannot get my camera any higher. Like I can't. I have tried, and just the way that the device that holds my phone to film, I just can't get it any higher than that. But anyways, so struggle bus, definitely being sick and just having to deal with that. I feel like I'm really proud of myself for doing as much as I have done, and that I didn't go too long before getting the spreads done and the video scheduled. So we're going to talk about this spread a little bit. So in the first one, it was really just a lot of me being sick. Some of the really cool stuff. This has been like the weirdest video. Sorry guys, this is just, wow, I'm struggling. I swear I'll get better. Some fun things that even though that we were sick were the fact that Jeff and I would do little watch parties. So we would just watch the same show and sit on the phone with each other so that we didn't feel like super alone, because we were still trying to quarantine until we knew I had it. And then he was really concerned that we might have separate strains or something like that. So that was a concern for a little while we researched. And then we ultimately did hang out later in the week, and we actually got up and made breakfast together on a weekday, which is not normal at all. That's definitely more of a weekend activity with us. Some other things that were happening this week are that his nephew, Owen, turned 7 and had a little birthday party, and we were all COVID free by that point. So everything, well, COVID negative anyway, not necessarily symptom free completely, but no one had a fever and we were all negative for being able to be together. So that was really nice. And he turned 7, and then the card that says documenting 15 years. My sister passed away 15 years ago. And so I just wanted to kind of have something in there that notated that. I know there's a lot of questions that surround documenting, not necessarily the happiest moments or hard times. And I felt like that was a really great way for me to get that in there without getting too deep about it. That was just I really liked how that turned out. So it's ironic that both of my favorite cards kind of ended up in the same spot on each spread. Another thing that I did was I watched the Harry Potter 20th anniversary on HBO. Totally cried. I am a Slytherin, so let me know what house you're in for sure. I'm definitely a super nerd. If you're new to the channel, then you probably don't know that I go to Halloween Horror Nights every year, and I'm a super nerd about all things Universal and Disney. So that's a huge piece of my heart. So I'd love to know what house you're in and if you've ever gone to Universal. Very huge things in my life. Another really fun treat of the week was there's 2 food pictures at the top. One of Mac and Jack's, which is this barbecue place near my house that I've been trying to try for months, and I finally got around to it, and I got to meet the owners, and it was just such a good experience. So I came home, I'd gotten takeout, I came home and put it all really pretty on a plate and took a picture of it, which was nice. And then I made what we call Becca pizza for the first time in years. I swear I haven't made it in years. And it's really simple. It's a Chef Boyardee pizza kit and just some Hormel pepperoni. We're not getting fancy. It's just a mixed bag of cheese. And I had an ex-fiance whose little brother called it Becca pizza, because he was really young, and that was one of his favorite things. So when I would go see them, I would make Becca pizza. Then there's lots of fleckling and speckling of my enamel dots and my gold stars and those puffy hearts. Again, I think I kept it really reeled in with the embellishments. And I did stamp and cut out all of those numbers just as a side note before filming, and I used some stamps I had from Allie Brown, and they're no longer available. And I hate that because I would love a second set. But we're kind of wrapping up the spread, so I'm just making sure I've kind of hit everything. I didn't even really decorate a lot of the filler cards I had stuck in because I liked kind of the white space, and I liked letting my eyes rest. So you can see those star changes I made on that top card to hide the stapling fiasco. Jesus. And then, like I said, I highlighted with my mild liner that top week, just super fine and small, just so that it was noted, but not a big deal. And then I'm going to show you the last spread, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to filming week 2 soon. And we're hoping for snow, so I'll be enjoying the snow while I get those ready. But thank you for watching. Bye.